Okay, everyone, good morning and welcome to session 27. Can you believe it, Dean? Sorry, 28. My apologies. It's the 17th, as you can see on the screen here, of the 11th. And today is our official last lesson. Should you need any additional help from here on, you need to make a prior appointment with myself to make sure I'm either here or online or in the office or wherever you want to meet. And so uh, don't just rock up expecting someone to be here because someone might not be here and it will be a bit of a waste of time for you. So um, anyhow, today is the final session, and today we're supposed to be finishing off the templates. A lot of you have already handed in that assessment task already, so I've already started looking at a couple. Hopefully I'll look at a few more today and finalize it all for you soon. Um, Not too many left from task 4, just couple little submissions and things like that, but that's almost all done. So we are certainly getting there. Now, I have had a question about printing and particularly, and a fair question, particularly what does it mean if I have, this is another drawing that I've been working on, and this is an A3. Um, Never mind the section lines. It's something that I am currently working on. It's not quite finished, so I've got stuff turned on that shouldn't be on. But I will perhaps get rid of those soon. But all right, so if I wanted to print this, I will go to the printer icon here, and there are some settings that we need to set up. Usually, print a PDF. And then yeah, combined, it's only one sheet in this case anyway at this point. And sometimes if it's more than one sheet, we might want to select which sheets we want to print. And of course you can control here if it just shows sheets or just views or both. All right, so that's fine. We'll go okay there. Oh, and do you want to say the settings I want this time? But normally I guess would. Well, we've got another tagger in class. G'day, Ollie. So that means I have to switch on the front screen, which I haven't switched on. So let me just plug that in. I'm going to do that this morning. Totally organized. Yeah. So let's just that'll come up in a minute. I'll just yeah. So we're just talking about printing in a question I had from a student. Oops, no, the problem is it's just moved all my stuff into one screen, so I just need to move that away from here and just quickly turn on the screen in the room. We're in 2.11. All right, so that'll come up in a tick. All right. So yeah, in particular, the question was about in the setup section of the print dialog box. And if we go into the setup, there are some settings we set to do, which one of them will be to make it A3. The other one will be make it zoom 100. The other one, it's whether it's set to offset from corner no margin or center. In this case, because we're printing A3, it's an A3 sheet or an A3 page. They're both pretty much the same thing. Now, unfortunately, do I have a preview? No, I don't have a preview, so I should just go to only the current view for a minute and just check all these are still okay. If I go okay, I go preview, and this will come up, of course, because we've got a rendered image there and this one too. So we get this sort of thing happening, which is pretty normal. Now, note the margins here. If I now go back to print on the top left here rather than escape, and go back into the setup and go offset from here, uh, there's a printer limit, which is pretty much zoom extent. It would be the same result. But the one that we would probably use more often is this one here, user defined. And it allows you to put in an X and a Y direction. So I can shift it to either negative X or positive X. If I go positive, let's just go, 3 mil. Let's just see. And I'll go OK. Do you want to, no, I don't want to save it. Preview. Okay. So it's pushed this plot data a little bit to the right more, and we can see more over here of this other border that shouldn't normally be showing. So that's what it does. If I, because we haven't really covered that, normally it all just works, so that's fine. If I go -3, and notice I put 3, but it always changes it. I don't know why. It's 3 and a bit in this instance. Sometimes it's 2.99, so I don't understand exactly why it does that. And I can also shift it along the Y. Let's just go 3 millimeters up as well. Go OK, and go preview. Then we get that. As expected, we're going to the left this time and up a little bit. All right, so I suppose to demonstrate it a little bit better, I'll go and pick up something smaller because I don't have a bigger sheet on this printer, although I could mimic one because I can change printers when I'm on TAFE campus, because I can, I think if I go to print using a different PDF, rather this one here, I may be able to get a bigger one, and instead of just creating a new sheet. So let's go back to or center really, or no margins. It's the same thing, so it's 0, 0. So let's do no margins, and we are now going to go to see if there's an A2, a double size one. G'day, Zach left. Sorry, I thought he was seen for briefly, but he left. All right, so here we are. We've got an A2, and now we're going to go and see if we can print this A2. Sorry, this A2 with the A3 in it, and see what it does. So if I go to center that now, and I go OK, no, and I go preview, we get what we expect. There's an A2, and there's the A3 sitting in the middle of it. So this will give us a better demonstration. So now if I go into setup again, and I go offset, print the limit, I will leave that, we'll just test all 3 of them. No, and we'll go preview. Too many of these. So that's basically starts from the bottom left, and it goes until it finishes, and that's it. If I didn't have these things there, they wouldn't be printing out to the outside either. So so we go to the next one. So that was in the setup, that was printer limit. It was actually no margin, but I think if I go, remember it was no margin, but if I then go like that, okay, it's like that, same result as before. Now if I go back here, oh no, it stayed like that. So yeah, printer limit and no margins the same. This is the only one that changes. So now you might want to just, instead of, if I go center, obviously it's in the center like before, or I can just move it, say I want to move it, now I've got plenty of room, 50 millimeters to the right and 50 up. I can actually say how far it should go up. And that's basically it. See, so we just went, it's not quite center, it's just 50 to the right and 50 up, that's all. So that's a good question, and something we don't cover. Basically, this little bit here, and look at that. He went 49.9957. So I don't know why, but it's interesting. The other thing is, I'm not sure if we've covered this. Obviously, we can change this to portrait as well, but and if I just do a preview, I don't know what I've got there, but it's like that. But the other thing you can do, if I go back to this and I'll change it back to setup, change it back to landscape and go okay. And I guess I'll leave it like that. That's an A2, remember, still. I'll just close this. Now, what I want to do is perhaps, yeah, just for example, if you wanted to print a particular viewport and the rotate it to what it is there, you can. Where are we? Here. You can click in it. Well, just hold on. I can actually just come out of that. Nothing is there. Right? So if I click on here, it's highlighting that viewport. You can go in it as well. I guess it's the same thing, but I'm not sure if it will. No, it won't let you do it. You just have to click on it once, like that, and you get this options here in the options bar, and it's none of the one, but you can actually make it 90 clockwise or counterclockwise, and you can print it that way. So if it better suits that way, you can do it that way. What do I see as the problem here is the fact that the dimensions now are not to the Australian standards. So, for example, counterclockwise, let's have a look at that. That's still not to Australian standards. That's the only thing you should really think about rotating it before you actually dimension it, I guess. That one's correct. That's above. That's above. That's below and upside down. That's the same. So it's not right. But anyway, at least that's that option there in case you ever needed it. You can't customize this angle, but it's just what they give you. So I just thought I'll show you that as well. All right. Any questions regarding that at all from people online or one person here? But thank you for the question posed there by Nien. Thank you very much. Very, very good. All right. So if any other questions at all, this is our last session, as I said. So get your questions in while you can. This here is a little thing I'm working on for perhaps one of the exercises for next year. So it's not quite finished yet, but it's a little house we start off with to start with. Sort of like that, and then we just add. We're going to add a roof and a raised. Looks like a raised porch. Columns haven't gone on there yet, and we'll learn how to cut that out, which you do in task 3 anyway. Cut out this bit here, and we'll put some columns in here. Probably a deck and a ramp. Maybe add a garage over here, and yeah, it'll become bigger than Ben Hur in the end. But anyway, it's getting there. So there's a lot of instructions that go with that as well. All right, will you put online? Let us have some try. Unfortunately, it won't be ready. This one, it's only been. I've just been playing with it. I've only just written some quick instructions yesterday regarding up to where we are now, and they're already like 24 pages, which that's for level 1. Level 2, level 1, just to build a little house. The instructions are already up there. And that house we used to use actually for it's a bit of an exam in the end of when we used to have exams for this, but for this unit. But yeah, this is the shows you how to do that. I'm happy to give it to you as a draft. Whoever wants it can directly email it, but I can't really put it up because one, you're going to lose access, and two, it's not quite ready. But what we have on, let's see what we've got here, because I think on here there is that first part is already up there, I reckon, and you could, when you actually, the first part, when I say the first part, level 1, is actually up there. But yeah, look, I'm happy to send that through, especially the level 1. Let me just go back, return here, and just have a look. There's some exercises that have been switched off for you, but I don't know why, but I might be able to just quickly switch them back on, I'm thinking. Should be in here. I did switch on most of them. I'm not sure if that's there. It's the same house basically. Exercise, simple house. You've done that one, two-story. Create a two-story architectural, additional practice exercise, one story. I think that might be it. Practice reference sheet, procedure document, additional practice. See, let's see what this is. Don't know. Yeah, that's the same house. All right, so you can you know, it's just the instruction and I think it's only one sheet. And it's got a procedure document here, which is very similar to my level one. In fact, it all began from the same instructions, and it goes through and it shows you how to create that little house. But oh, what does it do here? Yeah, so it goes through, shows you how to put in you know, rooms and things like that. Creating prepare plan view. Yeah, so it's a good. I'm happy to turn that on if you want to start working on this already. It's already there, so it's an additional thing. Additional one-story procedure. What do we open up? We've opened up this, opened that. I'm not sure what this is. What is this? Oh, upgrade. That must be. Okay, so I'm not sure. Let's have a look. I think that's a template file. Additional practice. What does it say? Use this procedure document to complete this. Okay, so I'm not sure where they're giving you. Hold on a minute. Where's it gone? Oh, sorry. But this is the finished version. So what's the use of having the finished version? But anyway, um, yeah, you don't need the. I mean, it's a finished version. So I mean, what's the use of having that there? Really, let's have a look. I didn't realize I was there, but interesting. That's that. Anyway, well, I'll make this available. Um, presentation sheet example. Is this for something else? Let's see what other things are turned off. Oh, that you've already got that one, so that's fine. All right, so I'll just show this one. Yeah, I'll do that, and just see if it all works. Let's have a look at that, and that one, and that one. Let's see if it's there now. Let's have a look at that. Switch that to student and go to exercise, short exercises. Really, that should have been there anyway. I don't know why it wasn't. But anyhow, okay, so let's have a look. So you've got, there you go, additional exercise, one story. Use this procedure document to complete. So that's a document, and that's what it looks like when finished. Notice something else at the bottom. I thought it was switched on, but let's have a look. Go back to, and then when you finish that, if you want to write to me, I can send you the other one as well. That should be ready. But short exercises. Here we go. All the way down here. Oh, it's a template practice exercise. You got the template anyway, but there's no template there anyway, so I don't know why that's there. All right, all good. All right, so thanks for that question again. Always good questions. So that's up there now as a result of that, and but it's got some. Oh, you know, these are not special. If you're missing anything, let me know, or just use substitute sort of windows or doors if you can't find something that you might be referring to in there, because I haven't gone through it lately. It's been a little while since I've gone through this particular document, but it's the same house essentially. All right. Okay, I'll leave you to it, and I'll continue on with some marking and answering some questions to students and that have been sent through email. And I'll be here if you need anything else or want to ask another question. All right. I'll stop the recording for now and turn my microphone off as well. And thanks a lot and all the best. Oh, we've got Ollie joining. Okay, sorry, Ellie, Joe Ellie. Okay, let's just stop the recording.